Hello everyone, it's Crystal. Today we're going to go over 7 super common phrasal verbs and expressions that we use all the time, but especially in the workplace. Phrasal verbs can be a little confusing, but we do use them a lot in English, and they make you sound a lot more natural and more friendly. So let's go ahead and get started. Squared away. When something or someone is squared away, it means that it's been fully taken care of, arranged, or put in order. All the necessary arrangements have been completed. So we might say, let's get you squared away.
Well, let's get you squared away. Well, let's get you squared away.
We often use this phrase when a new employee comes to the office because so many things need to be taken care of before they can start working, such as paperwork, getting a new computer or ID badge. So we often tell them, let's get you squared away. We can also say, I need to square away a few things. Or if someone asks you, have you finished XYZ yet? You might say, yes, all squared away, meaning you've already taken care of everything. Put in a request. When you put in a request, you are asking your boss or your company for something formally. Usually in writing, but not always. So we often say, I put in a request for a new computer.
I put in a request for a surveillance file. I put in a request for a surveillance file.
You can also say, put in a request for a transfer, an evaluation, or vacation days, and so on. So your boss might say to you, you should put in the request early. Or, vacation days do not carry over, so make sure to put in your requests as early as possible. You can also say, submit a request, which is the same as put in a request. So for example, I'd like to submit my request for vacation days.
Thank you. Submit your receipt. Thank you. Submit your receipt.
Catch up. We can catch up on something that we did not complete earlier. So we often say this in the office when there is some unfinished work to complete. You might say, I need to catch up on a few things before I leave today. Your colleague might ask you, want to get lunch together? If you have a lot of unfinished work you need to complete, you might say, I'm sorry, but there's a lot of work that I need to catch up on.
We'll catch up later. We'll catch up later.
We can also use catch up with someone when we bring them up to speed on something. This is often used more informally, especially between friends. I'll catch up with you later. Or someone on your team might say, catch me up. This means tell me what's been going on recently. Come up with something. This is when we think of something, usually an idea, concept, strategy, or plan, or solution. So a manager might say, I'd like each team to come up with a few solutions.
Trying to come up with a plan. Trying to come up with a plan.
We need to come up with a new strategy to overcome this issue. Or a team leader might ask you, what have you come up with? meaning what have you thought of so far?
What you come up with? What you come up with?
Touch base. When we touch base with someone, we are making contact or reconnecting with them, usually briefly. We often say this in the workplace when two people work apart but need to check in with that person occasionally to make sure everything is still going okay. So when you want to get a hold of someone or talk to them at least briefly, we often use this term. I just wanted to touch base with you.
But I'll make sure and touch base with her. I'll make sure and touch base with her.
We are going to touch base with the sales team sometime next week. So kind of check in with the sales team to make sure everything is going okay. Can we touch base sometime next week? Asking if you want to meet sometime next week, briefly, to check in.
We'll circle back and touch base later. We'll circle back and touch base later.
Move up something. When we move up something, we make it earlier, usually an appointment or a meeting. We use this term especially in American English, and you can think of it as the opposite of postpone, which is delaying something. Could we move up our appointment to 2 p.m.? He moved the meeting up an hour, which means the meeting will be an hour earlier than originally planned.
Okay, can you move that meeting up? Okay, can you move that meeting up?
We got the meeting moved up to Wednesday, meaning originally the meeting was sometime after Wednesday, but it was changed so it was earlier to Wednesday.
Just called. They want to move your appointment up an hour. So
Okay.
please call them. Just called. They want to move your appointment up an hour. So
Okay.
please call them.
Work for someone. This is asking if you are okay with something. Is it suitable for you? The meeting is at 9. Would that work for you? This is asking if you are okay if the meeting is at 9. So you can answer, yes, that works for me. Or no, that doesn't work for me.
That works for me. That works for me.
We also often use work on something, meaning you are in the process of doing it or dealing with it, but you are not done yet. So your boss might ask you, how is the project coming along? You can say, I'm working on it.
Working on it. Working on it.
I hope that this video gave you a better understanding about these 7 common phrasal verbs that you might hear in the workplace. I know phrasal verbs are kind of difficult, but they really do make you sound more natural and friendly instead of cold or robotic. If you have any questions about what we covered today, please leave those questions and comments down below. And we hope that you subscribe for new content and help us support the channel. Until next time, bye!